All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to News 5 Now, our live stream here on a WKRG Facebook page as I turn some knobs here and act like I'm doing something important and I don't even know what it is. I'm just messing with stuff. Anyway, I'm Bill Riles here for the next few minutes to bring you some of the stories we've been following today. We have a question of the day, our poll. Why, by golly, let's get started.
Brought to you by Green and Phillips Injury Lawyers, covering news from your neighborhood and around the world. News 5 Now starts right now.
So when you wake up tomorrow and it's Thanksgiving, it's going to be colder. That's according to Caroline Carithers, who I just heard it from firsthand, and you've been hearing it all week, no doubt. We've been have our temperatures above average for the past several days, weeks, matter of fact. We had a cold snap for a little bit there. But yeah, it's going to get colder tomorrow. Start warming back up during the weekend. We get a little rain in the weekend as well. That's according to the meteorologist. But there you have it. There's your unofficial Thanksgiving forecast. We get to our big stories and tell you what's going on in the world. Number 5, northbound lanes of I-65 in Escambia County, Alabama, near Atmore, have reopened after a crash early this morning. But that happened on one of the busiest travel days of the year, as thousands of people hit the road ahead of Thanksgiving tomorrow. The two-vehicle crash happened near mile marker 65. State troopers confirmed there were injuries. We haven't received any other information about the extent of those injuries or the number of victims. Northbound lanes were shut down for a while, but they were reopened about 2 hours after that crash happened. And we take you to number 4. The charge against a man accused of trespassing into Big Creek Lake has been changed. Court documents show 43-year-old Raymond Ellsworth was originally charged with third-degree criminal trespassing. He's now charged with unauthorized entry of critical infrastructure. The court document says he intentionally entered the closed area of Big Creek Lake back in August. The criminal trespass charge carried a potential punishment of up to 30 days in jail and a fine of up to $200. That is, if he is convicted of that crime. But the critical infrastructure charge carries a punishment of up to a year in jail and a $6,000 fine. Number 3, the city of Mobile has released a new Mardi Gras policy for Mardi Gras parade horses and riders. The horses will be evaluated by animal control officers using national health standards the day of the parade. The horses must also be cleared of any infectious blood diseases and vaccinated for rabies and other diseases. New rider safety measures are also being implemented. Those who own and ride their horses will be required to complete an approved training course every 3 years. And then the city of Mobile will be organizing one free rider training clinic ahead of the 2026 Mardi Gras season. And number 2, Salvation Army needs help for desserts for people in Mobile County. They'll be feeding on Thanksgiving Day. They're looking for donations of homemade or store-bought cakes and pies. You can drop those off at the Salvation Army on Dauphin Street until 5 tonight and tomorrow from 8 until 5. And number 1, a local barbecue restaurant is back open for business after a fire Tuesday afternoon destroyed a building right beside it. Owner Eddie Rogers told News 5 that Rogers Barbecue was only really shut down for about 4 hours yesterday afternoon. They opened back up later last night once the fire marshal said it was safe to do so. The restaurant, though, is only a few feet away from the building that was engulfed in flames, but Rogers said the restaurant has a firewall between the two buildings, and that saved the restaurant, even though they did evacuate the people in there at the time. Rogers says the restaurant will continue to run its normal operations 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. And those are some of the stories that we've been following today, a potential disastrous situation at the restaurant there. Get you over to our question of the day, and it is this. AI-produced songs are topping the charts. What are your thoughts? Let's find out what some of you may be thinking about. AI, artificial intelligence. Jonathan says horrible. David says music hasn't been great since the late 90s, early 2000s. Makes sense to me. Yeah, David. We'll take even back to the 60s and 70s, maybe. Huh? I skipped the 80s entirely. I did skip the 80s entirely. Bobby says, as long as it doesn't sing like a Florida-Georgia line. Richard says it's cheating. It doesn't make you a songwriter. Richard, thanks for that. I that's what I believe. I think that you need the human touch because that's what songs were meant to be about. You can go ahead and put your comments if you like on our question of the day, poll of the day. Now, we'll get down to the brass tacks of what the Thanksgiving holiday is all about. And, of course, that means the Iron Bowl. Who do you think will win the Iron Bowl? Yeah, of course, that's the Crimson Tide and those War Eagles, the Auburn Tigers, the team with two mascots. But nevertheless, Saturday, who do you think? What do you think? It's the Iron Bowl. Certainly, most of us will be watching. I think so. You feel free to comment on that as well, on your thoughts about the Iron Bowl, and you maybe will have some of those results later on in the day here, maybe at 5:35 on News 5 Now, right after our 5 o'clock news this afternoon. Feel free to comment on that, any of the stories that you see right here on our WKRG page. Of course, we hope you have a great Thanksgiving holiday, many of you hitting the road or many of you staying at home, and that's fine too. We hope it's a good one. I'll see you back here on Monday.
Covering news from your neighborhood and around the world. You are watching News 5 Now, brought to you by Green and Phillips Injury Lawyers.
In the courtroom, the judge knows best, and this judge does too. If you've been hurt in a wreck, you need a law firm that knows the system and how it works. I'm attorney David Green. Call or come by anytime. You never need an appointment.